Hi there, Stephen Oliver here. Thanks for coming to our site. I wanted to share with you, the last few months have been so busy for our members. They've done so much enrollment traffic, so much introductory traffic, generated so much interest in their schools that is just frankly unbelievable. What I wanted to do is take this opportunity to share with you and give you an opportunity to learn behind the scenes how they've really been generating this much traffic. Some examples here in Colorado, Alan Ogle, Westminster, Colorado. He generated 168 appointments in 8 hours on one Friday afternoon, or I think it was on a Saturday actually. And then the following weekend generated 68 appointments. To give you an idea, by the way, on that particular activity, typically about half of them will come in for an intro, perhaps 60% or a little more, but at least half, and about half of those will enroll. So 168 appointments leads to at least 90 intros, leads to at least 45 enrollments. Willie Strohmeyer, also here in Colorado, in 6 hours made 107 appointments. From a completely different source, this is online, Amanda Olson in Tennessee did 489 leads in 90 days. And has had so much introductory traffic, their staff was frankly having a hard time dealing with it. Another example here, trying to look at my notes to remember, Jan Lampin did 85 enrollments in about 5 weeks from an outreach program that I teach through elementary schools. Last year they actually did 100 enrollments, so they actually beat their number last year a little bit. Scott Sullivan down in Houston, Texas, he generated 509 appointments in about 2 weeks, and in the first 10 days of this month already had 30 enrollments, and frankly we're negotiating for space next door because he's overrun with traffic. Another example, and this is in New York, Ken Gibson on one weekend generated over 300 appointments, and the next weekend generated over 150 appointments. Now, this isn't all just one methodology or one system. It's everything from online, using social media, community outreach directly with elementary schools, live events, and a variety of other things as well. In fact, movie promotions was one of them. But what I want to do is, again, our members have been literally, they refer to it as drinking from a fire hose, generating so much new student traffic that they're having trouble really staying on top of it and getting the enrollments done, but they're flooding themselves with enrollments, and many of them have added as many as 100 new students in 30 days to 2 or 3 months, but quickly jumping up from 400 or from 300 students to 425, jumping up from 500 students to 600 students, jumping up from 200 students to 300 students, etc. You get the idea. But what I have done is here, because we want to share it with you, it's just so incredible, and you know, things haven't been better ever in the martial arts industry as far as I'm concerned, at least for the schools that I'm working with. I wanted to package this for you, and what we do with our members is every week we get together by live video conference on a system called Zoom, but it's just like everybody sitting around in a boardroom talking. And each week for the last several weeks, I have had each one of these members that I just mentioned, and some others, describe exactly how they went about generating 509 appointments, or generating 85 enrollments in 5 weeks, or generating 100 enrollments in 6 weeks, etc. But each member, in their own words, walking through the systems that I taught them, but walking through in their own words how in Jacksonville, Florida, or outside Jacksonville actually, how in Harlem and New York, how in Houston, Texas, Westminster, Colorado, Brighton, Colorado, and Tennessee, small town, a fairly small town in Tennessee, how they really went about generating that traffic, what the process was. Our other members had an opportunity to ask them any question they wanted, to really get clarification and to really understand the step-by-step done for them so they can replicate it. I want to share that with you. So what we're offering here is the recordings of those meetings. They're live, uncensored, unscripted, and frankly, profane and rough a little bit sometimes. But what you're going to hear is really behind the scenes with myself, with Jeff Smith, with Bob Dunn, with Greg Mooney and the rest of my team. But you're going to hear individual members like Jan Lappin in Florida, like Scott Sullivan in Houston, like Alan Ogle in Westminster, Colorado, etc. You're going to hear them explain step by step how they did it. You're going to hear actual results. In most cases, you're going to hear how many appointments they've gotten, how many appointments they did, how many of those enrolled, what they're charging them, how the process is working, the whole bit. But I want to share this with you. So we're doing this as a special one-time offer where we're going to give you the recordings, and then following up, we're going to do a live meeting where myself and Jeff Smith can answer any question you have, give you all the details of how each of these different systems work. And again, I believe in building up a term I borrowed, the Parthenon, of really having a bunch of different systems going on. Some of these are online systems, some of them are media based. All of these incredible results were with fairly limited budgets, with not having a huge investment. So we've seen our members go from $30,000 a month to $90,000 a month, go from $40,000 to $95,000 a month. Huge results, massive increases in the bottom line from, in part, being able to really generate as much traffic as they want. So I want to share this with you. Learn more about it here on this page, and I urge you to take advantage of it. It's going to be a very limited offer, and we'll go from there and teach you how to do it, do a live meeting to teach you all the